So I took some measurements of the water, and not easy to kind of make out. I'll try and angle it just right. That's about in between 4 and 2, mainly towards 2. This is roughly about 2, and this is roughly about in between 40 and 80. And this is the plant food that we want, so we want this to be high. This should start to lower, and this I keep adding more to encourage the growth of these two. So this is where we want it to be. We want this to get more red, and this is exciting that it's gotten this way. And I was looking forward to putting the fish in. Unfortunately, what ended up happening is a lot of the water dumped out last night, and I don't have push notifications from my water level sensors. So when the sump tank got too low, it kept pushing the water out until the sump tank was empty. And so fortunately the fish tank set up to where the fish tank cannot empty, and so the fish were just fine, the 3 bluegill that we have for our honorary sacrificial fish. However, a lot of this bacteria that I'm measuring here are limited to the roughly 200 gallons of water, or 250 gallons of water that were in the system as of this morning. So the additional 200 gallons that I added of water today are just fresh, clean water that I removed the chlorine from, and so that's going to really kind of change the chemical dynamics, or the bacteria dynamics of the water. So we'll see kind of tomorrow morning how things are going. I was looking forward to putting the fish, the tilapia in, but we're going to wait on that. And just kind of give you an idea what plants are doing. Because the water stopped pumping, they were starting to wilt, but that would have been able to snap back. But I plucked this specific plant because he just had some issues, and I kind of wanted to document what had gone on with this plant. The new growth was doing fine, and so again, he would have been fine, but he was kind of in a spot that I didn't want him to be anyway, so it was good that I pulled him out. However, I wanted to note that this specific plant suffered some nutrient deficiencies that are mobile nutrients, and I'm not well versed enough to tell you which ones off the top of my head, and I haven't looked at them yet. But basically what had happened is the plant started suffering a nutrient deficiency, that it took the nutrients from this leaf and it moved it to have this leaf gain the nutrients. So you don't see the deficiency in the new growth, you see the deficiency appear in the old leaves at the bottom of the plant. And so this will probably be solvable by adding the liquid seaweed and or some other things like the eggshells and so forth. So I'll look into some of these things to learn exactly what I need to add to the system to give it the necessary nutrients these plants are desiring. But that just kind of gives you an idea on what you're looking for in these plants, and you kind of see how these big leaves all kind of started to suffer, whereas the new growth all was just fine, and doing really, really well actually. So just kind of give you an update, but the levels were starting off to do really good this morning. I was really excited, and then we had the issue, the tank losing all its water, and it just happened with the sump tank because of the way the system's designed. None of the rest of the tanks lost their water, but I am going to add the sump tank's pump to my software to where the pump will not operate when the sump tank level gets too low, so this way it won't just flush all the water out. And what had happened is the grow wall, because a lot of it is not actually cemented PVC, it's just pushed together, one of the drain pipes separated, and so every 15 minutes it just pumped all that water onto the ground, and so I'm just losing all that good water. So just kind of give you an update.